So this design style has exploded onto the scene, back on the scene, whatever. I'm sure there are going to be some comments that have been saying like, I've seen this for 30 years. And then others are going to say, I've never seen this before in my life. Doesn't matter. Anyway, today we are going to be talking about Rebus. So Rebus is this very, very cool, very unique, visually eye-catching style that essentially takes objects, images, or shapes and interweaves them inside of text boxes. And I'll show you what I mean. I have a bunch of nice references right here. This one is just, it's everywhere. It's all over my Pinterest. It's on my friend's Pinterest. It's on Drew's Pinterest. It's on everybody's Pinterest. At least some of you have seen this poster right here. Here's another one just like it, but you're starting to get just the overall concept here of objects, images, cutout objects, photos, or photos inside of masks, kind of interwoven with this text block to have your type be more visually interesting, but also visually communicate what you're also communicating with words at the same time. As you can see, this text right here is about discovering brands, and there's different brands of things. This is talking about artisan, looks like sculptures or art or objects for your house, and all of that is interwoven. Obviously, this one's talking about mid-century furniture, and so they've got that displayed there. So you're definitely not going to be writing a text box about buildings and then putting cows and chickens in between your type. That's not necessarily gonna work here. I've also noticed a lot of just nice off tones, not flat white. This one may be a little more flat white, even though I think it's still not even just the color white. Oh, it actually is. Nice. That's how your eyes can play tricks on you. These two maybe are the only ones here that are completely white, and the rest are kind of off-white or a slight gray. Kind of helps soften the dynamic and just a visual representation of what's going on here. Not only has this been very, very popular in posters and social media and what have you, but I've just seen it everywhere in web. Like, this is from a website, this is definitely from a website, this looks like it could be from a website. I could see some cool interactions where you have just, you know, the text here, and as you scroll, it switches between each object. As well as the references, I've gathered some fonts for you that would work really, really well with this style. In addition to kind of combining those fonts and those images together in the text box, I've seen people mix fonts as well. As you can see right here, we've got kind of a mixture between a serif and a sans serif font going on. Serif with the tails, and we've got like a nice sans serif right here. Same thing right here, we've got a nice sans serif font and italic serif font. Nice energy here. And then this isn't my personal taste, but it is very intriguing and interesting, is this kind of semi-opaque brush script font. Nonetheless, they're actually doing it all in this one. They're combining fonts, different images, and icons, which is something that you can do. It's not just images, you can also do it with iconography as well. So these are the fonts that I thought would work well. We've got New Haas Grotesque, which is very nice, plain, simple, modern sans serif font. Not going to have any problems with it. It's going to look good in 98% of different contexts. I love this sans serif font. It's very Times New Roman-esque, which I feel like Times New Roman doesn't get enough love. Times New Roman is fire, and it is very, very good, especially if you close the letter spacing. If you tighten that kerning, Times New Roman is gas. It is very, very good. Very cool on the more digital side of things. If you're doing something that looks a little techy, digital or new modern type stuff, funnel display is gonna look cool because it has those pixelated ends. And something to kind of mirror this wide font here, I included Hewitt Sans as well. Another thing to note here is that you don't have to replace the individual characters in the word with an object. I think this is the only reference here that replaces an individual character within a word with an object. All of the other ones are just interwoven. This is obviously very difficult to do. Really only works with the letter O because most objects that you're gonna be able to find are gonna be mostly circular, and it's the easiest to read. So I wouldn't go try to replace a bunch of like S's or M's and N's with pictures or stuff because it's just not gonna be readable. This is very plain and clear. Well, enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and design something. I am gonna go ahead and grab this nice off-white color here. I love that. And I think I'm gonna use a nice new Haas grotesque for this. The first thing that I would do, hands down, is figure out what type you're gonna do. What are the words for your concept? Don't try to start dragging pictures, images, objects, and all that kind of doohickey stuff in quite yet. Just get your text the way that you want. You're gonna have to play around with a couple of different text layouts. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm also gonna do this in all caps. I like to break apart the text boxes just because they're easier to maneuver. And I might also just set myself some nice guides here. Actually, if I turn on my grid, I'll be able to actually make my guides accurate. So let's move this guy, pull another one over, and then I can pull two down from the top. Just so we make sure we have some nice white space here. I can also turn my grid off. If you don't know, the command for that is just Command apostrophe. And you can turn your grid on and off. I would recommend always having rulers on. I think it's just very beneficial. Let's say wood, and then I'm going to right align this. My phrase that I'm going for, that I'm just feeling very much today, is it would be cheaper if I just lived outside. So we're gonna find some nice, maybe photos of outdoor, maybe a cutout of some grass or something, and make this a very like nature looking, witty, funny design. It's also important to really pay attention to how your text boxes are interacting with each other and creating spaces for you to put these gaps. The other thing is that it doesn't have to completely be a full block. You definitely want it to be full and you want it to make sense and feel balanced, but obviously, I mean, if you look at something like this, it's very heavy left justified, and then they've got like a little text box here that balances it out. This one is kind of back and forth, and so I wouldn't scrutinize your text too much until you really get it all on the artboard, and then you can kind of play around with it and see what layout you like. Cool, I've got my nice text box here. I'm just gonna kind of bring this into the center and kind of identify where I want to place these little inserts. I think for this design, a nice little rounded rectangle mask shape with some images put in there is gonna look really nice. So I'm gonna take this and put it sideways. What I see a lot as well is the images and the pictures being just a hair bigger than the text, just to make them feel not so just directly injected in line, but feel like its own individual thing. Make sure we got some nice spacing. I'm gonna find some grass. Do enjoy this one. That's quite nice. It's a little dark, so we'll see if I need to do something that's a little bit lighter. I do like this one because it's got some nice kind of rolling dynamic and is not so flat, so I might use this one instead. That nice photo mask there, yeah, I do like that. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this down next to outside because I know I want to make a picture of a sky inside of this mask right here. I'm just gonna say right now that it is very important, the photos that you use for this, and making sure that they match the style and the energy of the rest of whatever you're doing. Like, it's gotta be connected very, very well. Font and photo is two biggest categories for me in most styles, but especially in this one, I would pay very, very close attention to those. I might actually go ahead and mix my fonts up a little bit here. I like the way that these look kind of centered on each other, like the first line all together being center aligned with the second line. I just want to also make sure that these text boxes are about the same height. I don't want one of them looking taller or bigger than the other one. I want it to be very nice and balanced. So I'm going to group this so that I can center align it with this second line. And then if I group those together, I can make sure it's centered, and then ungroup, and then ungroup again. I just like grouping things together to center them or align them with other things and then ungrouping them. I find it's just faster and easier. So I'm gonna need another of this mask right here, making sure I kind of try to mimic the space used in between the photos and the boxes. I'm gonna go generic. I'm just gonna say outside. I like this, I dig this, it's very nice. And then again, I'm going to copy this down, make sure I'm mimicking that space, Everything's evenly spaced out. So I've got kind of like a blue and then green right here. So I want to mimic that green again. Nice little picture of a squirrel. And of course, if I was doing this on like a legit level, I would probably take a tad longer to find these photos. Or if I was doing this for a client, I would use photos that most likely they provide to me. Like if it was like work with the best team in the world, it would be like photos of people that work at their company. You just gotta be a little creative with what you showcase visually. So in comparison to the other photos, this one's feeling a little flat to me. I just don't super love that anymore. Maybe if I actually pulled it up to see the grass, it might have a little bit more dynamic. I do like that now. So what I'm gonna do is group this, group that, group this. See, I'm making sure that this is right aligned, left aligned, right aligned, so that the boundaries of the text box on the right and the left side are the actual end boundaries of the entire group, not having it, be left aligned on the left side of the J and then the text box be spurted out to the side. That's gonna make my composition off center. So all of this is nice and grouped together. I'm gonna make sure that all of these are kind of the same amount spaced out from each other. You can use the tidy tool if you would like. I like kind of just eyeballing it a little bit, and then I'm just gonna use my alignment tool to bring everything together. I like that. I think that's nice and funny. Click into here and actually add a period, which I need to ungroup this then. Make sure that's evenly spaced, and then group these back together, and then I can align all of them and align to my project. So what I'm gonna do in this horizontal one is I'm gonna take essentially the same concept, but I'm just gonna put it in a horizontal context, and by default, it's gonna be a little bigger. So I'm gonna space the lines out. So instead of 5 lines, it might be 3. So I'm gonna ungroup that. I'm also going to utilize a wider font, just ungrouping these here so that I can fill the space a little bit better. So I'm gonna go and hit up that Hubert Sans. Also has so many font styles, which is very, very nice. I like this, very, very nice. I am already loving the way that that looks. Very, very cool. I also just realized that I wrote it would cheaper if I just lived outside and not be cheaper. So I'm gonna fix that on my second design. But you get the concept. Made you comment on the video, didn't I? It would be cheaper if let's put that one there. So I've got all my texts and my masks, and I'm just trying to rearrange this to where I feel like it looks nice. I think I would like to put this, which means I may need to bring that down a little bit, give it a little more space. That needs to be left aligned. That's looking good. And then boom, we've got the one on the bottom. It's pretty nice. Let's group these guys and group and group. And we just want to make sure these are kind of evenly spaced out and aligned. I love that. I could also group that whole thing and then just stick it right in the middle. I think this word needs to be a little bigger. That's nice. I noticed one of my mistakes here. This needs to be right aligned with that. Then we group it. Now we're good. That's great. Have our nice off-white color there, and boom. Well, that has been the Design Style Rebus. Go try this out, go play around with this. It applies to a bunch of different formats and styles. It's really, really a good, fun kind of tool to have in your toolkit when you're designing things. Really helps me with the design block if I'm trying to make a text box look more visually interesting or engaging, and trying to kind of visually communicate what I'm saying without having to just pick better words, I guess. You can put stuff like this in between your text, and it'll also help you visually communicate what you're trying to say. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Kittl YouTube page, and we will see you in the next video.